You did post what looked to be a note from Lori. Was that a note from her?
It was a note from her. She sent me flowers, and I believe a few other people some flowers. And it was so nice to feel and have her presence there at the show. And yeah, it was really special.
First of all, it's good to see you again.
Oh, you too.
Well, let's talk Hallmark because your 9th movie is coming out. It's called If I Only Had Christmas.
I know it's not your mom's recipe or baked by Emma, but hopefully.
It's a little taste of home.
Good?
I loved this movie, but I'm curious for you as someone who has basically had a publicist since you were in your teens, I want to say. How was it to play a publicist?
Oh, really good. I think that if I weren't an actress, I'd probably be a pretty good publicist.
Really? That's so funny. After 9 movies, does it still feel fulfilling and challenging and exciting?
It really does, because I helped develop and create these scripts with my producer. And so because I have done 9 movies, it's not like they just hand me one and say, here's what you're doing this year. So I've executive produced the last 20 movies I've done for Hallmark Channel, but then the Christmas scripts particularly, I mean, I tag team with my producer. And so we wrote this and developed this from the ground up. And so that's why it's so much fun. And this is an homage to The Wizard of Oz, which is my all-time favorite movie. And there's so many fun things. If you love that movie, you'll notice the names. They will take you back to the Wizard of Oz, whether it's names in real life or character names, and then the different traits of the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, the Wicked Witch of the West, the Wizard. And of course I play Darcy from Kansas. I absolutely adore this movie. I hope that everyone enjoys watching it.
In this movie, at one point, your character does turn down this dream job. Have you ever had to turn down a dream job because of another booking, because of family, or whatever reason?
I have turned down jobs. The one that stands out most to me is that I had booked a television series, and then when it got to actually signing on the dotted line, I thought I wasn't ready to leave my family because my kids were still young, and I would have had to travel to another state to work. And so I had to call them back up and say, I can't do this because I don't think the timing's right. And it was such a bummer, but you know, you do what you have to do. And that was definitely the right decision at the moment for me. So I don't regret it.
What show is it?
Forgetting the name of it. It was like a police drama.
Okay. Did it make it to air? Like, is it still?
Oh yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Would you have played a cop?
I don't even remember. It's been a while. I don't remember like what my character was. I think once I knew I couldn't do it, it was like, and I never even watched the show, but it was on for several years.
Will you and your family on Sunday when this movie comes out, will you guys reunite together to watch it?
Yes.
Or is everyone too busy?
Well, it's so funny because like my family does not care about watching my Hallmark movies, except Natasha. Like she's always up for it, but my boys are like, not another Hallmark movie. But it's my dad's birthday. It's his 77th birthday on Sunday. So my mom and dad are gonna come over. So that's it, because we're very aware of the rules and all of that's happening. But since they're our immediate family, they're going to come over and we're going to have a little birthday cake for my dad and watch the movie because the Christmas movies are my dad's favorite.
They're my mom's favorite. So we will be doing the same, even though I've already watched it. My mom was like, can we all watch it together on Sunday? And I was like, yes. Let's talk Fuller House because it ended. Are there talks of a spinoff yet?
No. I wish that were, but no. I think even if there were talks, which I don't know of any, this whole last year has just blown every plan out of the water. So who knows where any of that is anyway. But, I love Fuller House. I miss all the people that I worked with so much, and we're all still in touch, of course, but I miss going to work with them every day and seeing their faces and laughing and playing. But I think about it now and I'm like, it would be so different to even be doing the show right now because we couldn't be jumping on each other and hugging and touching the way that we normally do. We're such a close, loving family, but it would, it would just be so very different, which makes me again look back at what we've had the last 5 years, and to have finished the show right before the pandemic hit. I'm like, wow, we just had the best of it, and I'm so grateful for everything, because it would be so very different now.
Absolutely. You did post our emotional behind the scenes. What prompted that?
Well, it was the 1-year anniversary of the day we wrapped our very last show. So I started looking through photos, and I just went to town.
Yeah.
There were so many good photos I'd never shared before, but they bring back the best memories for me. And there's nothing like Fuller House for me. And yeah, I thought the fans would love it.
You did post what looked to be a note from Lori. Was that a note from her?
Yes, it was a note from her. She sent me flowers, and I believe a few other people some flowers. And it was so nice to feel and have her presence there at the show. And yeah, it was really special.
I have an idea. I know you all think I'm corny and overly sentimental.
Yes.
I mean, now that Fuller House has wrapped, do you foresee yourself ever doing another series, or do you like doing these movies? I know you also have the Tea Garden stuff, but like an actual cable or like a streaming.
Yeah, I love the series world, but particularly sitcom. I absolutely love it. So yes, yes, yes. I hope that I do another sitcom soon. And I mean, we're working on it, and it's all about timing. So not in the meantime, because I absolutely love all the Hallmark movies I do. I mean, it really is incredible, but it's a very different schedule. So sitcom, I ended up directing a few episodes of Fuller House, which was so incredibly fulfilling, and directing multicam is something I want to do more of, but of course with the pandemic, plans just changed, So right now that's not as much of an opportunity, just because there are very few shows that are back to work.
Right.
But that is like my wheelhouse. I love multicam, and I love sitcom.
People are so invested in your family, and I read that you guys were approached about a reality show a few years ago.
It was more than a few years ago, but yeah.
Now, would you ever revisit that? Do the kids ever talk about wanting to do something like that, or is that completely off the table?
No, I think that's off the table. My family doesn't want to do that. My boys and my husband, they are not into it or being in front of the camera. Natasha's forging her own path on her own. So, and honestly, I think we're too boring to have a reality show.
You guys are not too boring. I think people really love your family.
Well, thank you.
You talked about wanting to do a sitcom. We know Natasha is following in your footsteps. Is there a world where you guys ever write and star in a sitcom together?
Like Schitt's Creek, that would be amazing. I would love that. But I'm always up for that. And of course, as her mom, it would be my dream to work with my children.
Yeah.
And Natasha's, like I said, she's doing her own thing. She really wants to make her career her own. And I so respect that. And it doesn't mean that in 10 years or 20 years that we end up doing something like that together. I would love it. But right now, she's very determined to not piggyback me in any way, which I so respect.